no excuses. Notre Dame outplayed us today, and I didn't think we were very good in any phase. Didn't pitch overly well, didn't play good defense, and didn't score as much as we wanted to, or have the quality at bats that we wanted to. So just overall, just not our day. And I guess that happens once in a while, but disappointing that we didn't really have any bright spots to look at and say at least we did that well. So good opportunity to regroup and get back at it and get better, and learn from it's tough to learn from wins, but it's easy to learn from losses. So we'll have a lot of teaching points coming off of today, specifically winning 3-2 counts from a pitching standpoint, minimizing free passes, defensively just being able to just play fundamentally sound defense, which we've done very well all year. And then offensively, we hit 3 double plays today and just didn't really string them together. So we'll be fine, and look forward to getting better this week and turning our attention to the Citadel.
I was going to ask you, do you kind of just chalk the day up as it's just a bad day at the office and kind of just go from there?
Yeah, that's probably all you can do. We've been playing very well. We pitched and defended really well on Friday, but we didn't have the quality at bats we wanted. And then yesterday we played really good offense and good defense, but gave up too many free passes. And then today it was, instead of pulling all the best things from what we did this weekend, we got all the the negatives, and just we struck out too much offensively. We gave up too many free passes from a pitching standpoint. We didn't play good defense. So I think we just have to chalk it up, kind of like that Sunday against Ole Miss. We got down big early, and our starters out early, and we're trying to piece it together from the first inning on, and it was just one of those fluky days. So certainly not going to read much into it, but if we continue to play poorly, then we'll certainly address it. But I don't think we will. I think we'll get back to playing good and start playing good again on Tuesday.
You talked about 3-2 counts. Is there any common thread in terms of what went wrong there?
It's just a mindset. Coach Bellinger's really, really big on putting an emphasis on minimizing the walks this year, which we've done for the most part. But it comes down to a lot of times winning that 3-2 battle, and it's just not giving in. You see Dom Listy do it a lot at the plate for us, and you've seen, we saw it with on Friday with Aiden, and I think it was their 2-hole hitter to start the game. It's like a 12 or 13 pitch at bat, and it's really hard to keep throwing strike after strike after strike, just like it's hard for a hitter to keep fouling pitches off. But there's going to be a winner of that 3-2 battle, and so we were on the way wrong side of winning those counts today, and a lot of those counts turned into walks. And it's just just got to try to execute and keep pounding the strike zone, even when every pitch is the deciding pitch.
I guess one of the positives that did come out of today and also yesterday was you're seeing Cam Cantarella's kind of the Cam that we all know is starting to, now you're starting to see him spray the baseball all over the ballpark.
Yeah, really good to see. And it was only a matter of time. You can't keep that guy down long. So yeah, he's using the whole field, taking his walks, taking what the pitcher gives him. If they're working him away, he took his hits backside. And if they pitch him in, he turns on it. So just a really good job by Cam of just kind of going back to that approach of taking what the pitchers give him, and if they're not going to pitch to him, then take your walk. But yeah, a lot of quality at bats from Cam this weekend.
For you, I know you got some pitchers that are just now getting back to where maybe you can start using some. Can you give us any updates on some of those guys?
Yeah. Brendan Bennett already returned, so that was a big piece. Noah Samuel returned last week. That's another big piece. And then the next two are Talon Bell and Michael Gillen. So I think Talon Bell is probably within a couple of weeks, and then Michael Gillen would be shortly right after that. So I'd say within the next few weeks, we we should have 4 guys that are all like following their progression. Brendan Bennett is building up. He's been able to go 2 innings now. Noah Samuel was able to go 1. He might be able to start working his way up, and then Talon and Michael will start that same thing. So, Talon's probably one more simulated pitching outing away from being game ready, but probably won't happen this week, but maybe the following week, but we'll see. You don't want to rush guys, because if you rush them, then they could have a setback. So we want to make sure once they re-enter into action, they're in action for the rest of the season.
Is Gillen doing simulated games yet, or bullpens, or?
No, not yet. But he's on a progression, and just not in live pitching mode yet. But he shouldn't be too far away.
I guess what's the plan for him? I know you're saying he's a guy who could maybe be a starter type guy, or maybe a back end. So what's the plan?
It'd probably be like, Noah Samuel could be a starter too. Talon Bell could be a starter. Brendan Bennett could be a starter. So it's when those guys return to action, when they first get back in there, those midweek games are a great opportunity to start, just because they control their preparation, and it's not like, hey, hurry up and get hot in 15 minutes. You just don't want to do that with those guys. So it'll be a throwing progression and a ramp up. Once they get the all clear. So he's not going to just all of a sudden be able to go 5 innings, but it'll probably be short stints and build up from there. And if it ends up being a guy that can start by the end of it, or just do short stints as an opener or out of relief, I guess we'll find out. We'll figure it out. But I do know having those 4 guys back in the fold is going to be super valuable.
TP Wentworth is a guy that we've seen both hit and pitch. And kind of what's the balance in terms of deciding we're going to do both with a guy, or just focusing on one? And kind of why is he a guy you've done both with, really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to choose until it's time to choose, and you have to be very naturally talented at both to be able to devote 50% of your time to each and still be able to compete at this level in both areas. And TP's just such a gifted athlete. He's just got such great natural athleticism. I mean, he's one of the few remaining true 3-sport high school varsity starters that are out there. And just he could have played mid-major football as well. But he's just got the ability to do both, and we don't want to pigeonhole into one or the other until we have to. But it looks like he can help us out of the bullpen right now, and he's certainly a big, strong, physical kid with a good left-handed bat that could be a spark at some point as well.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.